by Warren.
Restart.
This episode of the Off-Road Podcast is sponsored by Warren, Medical Gear Outfitters, and Colby Valve.
Every time with your mic, I don't know what it is. Off-Road Podcast, episode 334, Marketplace Madness, Jeep Edition.
Tonight, Aaron climbs the new heights, Tony gets a new rope, and Ben goes camping.
Welcome to the Off-Road Podcast, the podcast about everything off-road. We cover the news, review products, and interview people in the off-road industry. I'm your host tonight, Ben, and I'm here with Tony, returning once again, and Aaron. And welcome to the show. I totally did that all backwards. Dyslexia for the win.
The Weekend Review is brought to you by Medical Gear Outfitters. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting to have a casualty on the trail? Check out medicalgearoutfitters.com to get straightened out. Medical Gear Outfitters has everything you need, whether you're going out for the day or traveling on a year-long expedition. Head over there to get off-road specific kits that meet all of your needs. And while you're there, make sure you use Off-Road Podcast for 10% off.
You know, I actually didn't have to use my first aid kit this last time I went camping. Pretty proud of myself.
That's good. Speaking of first aid kits, I don't know if Jeremy had to use his or not, but he's not here tonight because they had a little incident at their place. So we'll let him tell the story next time he's on. I don't want to spoil it.
Yep. Or if he wants to keep it private.
And it might just be private, yeah. So, yep. Well, let's do this in reverse. Tony, have you done anything off-road related in the last week or so?
I certainly have. Also, thanks very much for having me back. It's awesome to see you guys again from the future here in Australia. So basically, in the last week, 2 weeks, I've been up to a place called Durian Bay, which is about 3 hours.
Say that again?
It's a place called Durian Bay.
All I got was the portion at the very end that's stating that it's a bay. It's just your heavy accent. I'm really struggling to understand the location.
It's a place called Durian.
Okay.
Durian Bay. Yeah. So, Durian Bay. So there's basically two places that everybody goes off-roading and camping in this area, and they are called Sandy Cape and Greenhead. And we usually camp somewhere in between the two of them. So a group of 7 of us went to our spot. And when we went up there, we had a Land Cruiser, we had the Mighty Jimny, we had a Ranger, we had a Hilux, and we had a Mitsubishi Triton. So we had pretty much a licorice all sorts of vehicles going up, which was absolutely fantastic. And we went up there for 3 nights, 4 days, bit of fishing, and absolutely fantastic.
I can tell that you've been in contact with Andy outside of the podcast, because looking over your shoulder, I see a Crankshaft Culture sticker, which is the same one I have on my Forerunner.
That's it. Yeah. No, Andy and I are now firm friends. So I've sent him up some Mighty Overlander gear as well. So I have to get you guys address when I on the other side of this.
There we go.
Episode.
Yeah.
So and I'll send you some stuff up.
Cool. Yeah. We got a comment here from Tim that says, speaking of Marketplace, there's the exact opposite of Tony's rig on Marketplace here in Phoenix, and I want it bad. An 06 Ram Mega Cab long bed 6-speed manual.
I could probably put that in the tray.
Sit in the bed.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, Ben, let's hear about your camping trip. It was so good you didn't even make it to the show the next day.
Oh, yeah. There was this doubt that I would not fix my trailer in time for this trip, right? So I shared the pictures of how bad the rot was, and there's the green board in marine grade plywood. I don't know what you want to call it. A new headboard, And then there's the I put in new carpet, and I didn't get a picture of a carpet, but that's the liner to it.
The carpet pad.
Carpet pad. There we go. But yeah, I went camping. I didn't take a single picture. I hung out with my friends. We played some board games. It was numbered camping sites. Like it wasn't anything super spectacular. So we went camping for my wife's birthday. The friends that we go camping with regularly, Pete and his wife Vanessa. We went to a numbered camping site, actually not far from my house. It was a state park. Really nice. Never been camping there before. So we went camping there. We played a bunch of board games. We played Redneck Life, which is absolutely hilarious, totally worth playing. The guy who created it is from Washougal, Washington, southern Washington.
Mhm.
And like the game, you pick a car. You have to have a car to fit all your chitlins in, and like there was a Gambler 500 rig in there. Like it was a rig I saw from the Gambler 500. Really fun times. And then we played a couple other games, of which I cannot remember because I was inebriated to the extreme. I had a nice, relaxing time hanging out with friends and family. And then for my wife's birthday dinner, they made some German chocolate cake, which is her favorite, and we had steak that we used. We used the Blackstone the entire time.
Oh, nice.
Okay, that has been my favorite upgrade that we've done to our camping gear lately. Is it's so versatile in what we can cook on it, and because it's flat. Last night I cooked some Costco ramen noodle thing. I can't think of what it's called. Yakisoba. There we go. Okay. With the vegetables and all that, which is we take camping. We'll get one of those and use it for camping because it's an easy cook it over the stove type dinner. But I cooked it all on the Blackstone. It's like slicing and dicing. Felt like I was in a Japanese restaurant where they have the giant burner table and you. Yep. Fun times. I had a blast. So yeah, other than that, I'm working on my, I've decided my power box is not big enough. So I had 2 more batteries that I've been swapping in between the 2. So I'm just putting them all together and adding some extra power ports so that I can charge directly off of it. And then I'm changing up my, my diesel heater box. I'm going to make it a little bigger and more compact. So I've just been ordering parts and making my wife angry because I'm spending all the money. Oh, did I talk about my rock lights that I bought? Oh, so have you seen the Cyclone, the KC Highlights Cyclones?
Yep.
So they came out with their version 2s, and I found their version 1s on clearance. They're in pink, but it's rock lights. I don't care. Yeah. So I've got 10 rock lights that was cheaper than my cost for them. And I got them on a magnet. So I was able to stick one on my front bumper, and I drove to work with it there. Didn't move an inch or a millimeter or a centimeter. It stayed right where it's supposed to be. So when I get some time, I'm going to wire in some rock lights. And then if someone really likes them and really wants them because they're pink, I'll switch them out for some V2s later. So, but the nice thing is I'll be able to put them up on the underside of the body in a place where I wouldn't be able to drill in because it's like the floor of the 4Runner. So they'll be up nice and high and not have to worry about ripping them off.
So are these basically like a LED style pod light kind of thing?
Kind of like a round pod light in a disc.
It's like a donut.
It's like a donut.
Oh, right. Cool.
Yeah.
You got donuts in Australia?
Say again?
You have donuts in Australia?
No, they made them illegal in the Great Donut Uprising of '63. Yes, we have donuts.
So yeah, they're like a flat disc donut almost with a hole in the middle. It fits like an M8 fastener.
Okay. Yep.
I think it's an M8 because I use M6 bolts. So if there's wiggle room, so it has to be an M8 from there, right? Yeah, but
Darwin says a little tape and rattle can you can paint over them and get a different color.
there we go. Yeah, I'm really not too worried about it. I figure pink, breast cancer awareness.
It sounds like that'd be good to kind of mount for things like, if you can see up there on my front runner roof rack, on the little feet there, I could probably do something there to kind of give myself some under awning lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Cyclone Lights are pretty awesome because I've seen them used as KC has a kit to do a hood kit where you've got two of them that you mount under the hood.
I assume they're 12 volt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
sorry, I gotta apologize to Travis. He my hand gesture was inappropriate when I was describing a donut.
Yeah. No, good catch, Travis. Good catch.
Ben, you've talked about those before, and we've talked about people using them as like dome lights in their rigs also.
Yep,
or
dome lights,
or under hood light, or like a rear hatch light and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they have some special mounting brackets that you can buy for them to like mount them on tubes. They have a flush mount, so you can like cut in a hole when whatever you're going to use, and use them. And Fred, welcome to the show, the live version.
Yeah. Yep, the live version of the show. Glad you made it.
So yeah, pretty excited about those. Other than that, it's just I've been busy with work, and I raptor lined a bumper today, and I went to clean up afterwards, and I grabbed the gun and was cleaning it, and I grabbed the tube and totally just forgot that it was covered in raptor liner and got it all over my hand. So fun day at work.
They don't provide gloves at work.
I was cleaning it off, so I wasn't even thinking about. I had already taken off my gloves. I didn't get a single spot on me until I was cleaning the gun after I was done.
Everybody's going to think you have leprosy or something. Your fingers are going to fall off.
Or the opposite of melanoma? Or is that called melanoma?
Yeah. Something
whatever
like that.
Michael Jackson had, the opposite of it.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. All right.
Yep. Well, Aaron, what about you? What's new, man?
I put together some scaffolding that my brother-in-law brought home for me to use, so I could easily do the work up high that I'm trying to get done. I got all the layouts done for the next set of purlins. So the shop purlins are basically done, but I've got a lean-to off the side of the shop that I need to put the purlins up for that. So I got all the purlin spots marked out, got it all counted out. I need to order the brackets and get the brackets screwed up there, cut the purlins at length, drop them in, screw it all together. So, it's pretty easy stuff. Not time consuming at all. No wonder I'm not making much progress. And I did some yard work the same day and was driving my tractor around, and I realized that every one of the 4-wheel drive vehicles I own has a locker in it.
So are you including your wife's
Yep. It's got a rear locker in my wife's truck. The tractor's got a locker, and the Frontier's got 2 lockers. So
yep. All that's really missing is the car, and that's not all-wheel drive or anything. So
nope, it's not. It'd be pretty fun to have a limited slip in it or something like that, but yeah, probably not going to happen. Not in my lifetime. So, and then we had another spot of rain come through, and we were expecting flooding again. So we put another sump pump in our basement. Probably nothing that Tony ever has to deal with in Australia. Sump pumps and flooding.
Well, on the eastern states at the moment, it's pretty much we've lost the east coast. That's gone. It's kind of funny. This time of year is my side of the country is usually burnt to a cinder, and the other side of the country is usually underwater. So if we could somehow combine those two, we would be fine.
Just meet in the middle. Just meet in the middle and have that like perfect convergence. So
that's it. Yeah. No, like I was saying to Aaron, I've actually got to head over there on Sunday. So yeah, I'm going from very dry Western Australia to very wet Eastern Australia very quickly.
Are you bringing your water wing floaties?
To be honest, mate, I'm only 5'5". I'm gonna have to, otherwise I'll probably be underwater when I get off the plane.
You're gonna have to have a snorkel.
That's
You're
it.
gonna have a snorkel.
No, unfortunately, over there, so I've got quite a few friends that are up in the Jimny community in southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales, and they are more annoyed about the fact of the access to all of their favorite campsites and four drive tracks and everything are now completely washed away. And it's going to take quite a long time to get those back, because part of this work trip that I was going to be doing was actually to catch up with quite a few of the Jimny guys in New South Wales and go out for a camping trip. But I'm unsure of whether or not that's going to be able to happen now because of the flooding. Yeah.
Bummer. Well, so with the flooding, we put in a new sump pump, and then the power went out while the sump pump digging was happening. And I was like, well, that's not good, because I don't have anything to power the sump pump. But I've got my solar generator, so I did the math. The sump pump draws 320 watts. My solar generator puts out 300 watts. So I was like, let's give it a shot. I plugged it in and turned it on, and it worked. So I hooked that up and crossed my fingers I didn't really need it until the power came back on, and we did just fine. So kind of fun that you can use your camping kit like you're talking about, your Blackstone, for cooking at home. It's just kind of fun to use stuff that you buy for fun at your place. So
Yeah, my wife wants to buy one of the big Blackstones now to use for like grilling around the house. Not complaining.
Yeah, we've got a 4-burner one. It's giant. I wish they made a 3-burner. I don't think they do. I think it's either 1, 2, or 4-burner, but it's giant.
Yeah.
I quite regularly use my campfire camp oven at home, where we'll grab the fire pit outside and do camp style cook up at home, because everything tastes better in a cast iron camp oven. Doesn't matter what you cook. Doesn't matter what you cook. It always tastes better. So we'll do that every now and then. It's kind of interesting as well with a lot of your camping gear, how you can dual purpose it into many different aspects of things, like even things like prepping and, and all of those kinds of things as well. Just being proficient with your camping gear and maintaining it properly may actually come in quite handy for other applications down the line.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I sometimes how I use something as a selling point towards my wife on trying to get something like, oh, we can use it for this and this.
Yeah, 100%.
She's like, okay.
If you can get it across the line with the Minister of War and Finance, then generally speaking, that you'll be a little bit better off trying to get your stuff in.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Tony, I gotta ask you, how was it meeting our good friend Tony? Not Tony.
Me, I regularly. You mean Ronnie?
Yeah, how was meeting Ronnie?
Ronnie, that was fantastic. So for those of you don't know, obviously I've got a YouTube channel, The Mighty Overlander, and I reached out and got in contact with Ronnie Dahl, who has the Four Wheeling Australia YouTube channel. And very, very popular YouTube channel here, in particular in Western Australia, but globally, it's. I think he's got close to 500,000 subscribers now, and he's very popular. But he has the modified series. Now, the modified series that he started almost 100 episodes ago, I was episode 99, is basically kind of like a user kind of community reviews, where he'll meet up with somebody, go through their vehicle with them, and do a full walk around, usually either involving a full drive day like I did with him, or he sometimes goes out for a camp. So we went all the way around the JB74, the Suzuki Jimny, and did quite a in-depth review of my bar work, my roof system, my cargo system that I've got in the back now, which I think I have installed since the last time I was actually on this show, with my drawer system and everything like that. So yeah, went through absolutely everything. Very, very good guy. Funny, professional, easy to work with. Yeah, very, very cool guy. He's been on this show before, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very, very fun guy to be around. His cameraman, Chris, whose family runs the 4x4 Expo here in Western Australia and over East. He's also worked with the legendary Malcolm Douglas and stuff like that. And if for you guys over in the States, Malcolm Douglas is essentially the first of the really big adventure man type TV shows that we had here in Australia, where he would be traveling around Australia in his Land Cruiser and things like that. Absolutely, a legend in the camping and off-roading and overlanding community and whatnot. But yeah, so Chris has worked with him over the years, as well as quite a few of the other bigger names like Rex Hunt, who's the biggest name in fishing in Australia. He's the guy, the old fella with the beard that kind of looks like me these days, gets his fish and he gives it a kiss and throws it back in. So if you guys ever remember that one, but one of the big things about these kinds of guys is, especially with Ronnie, he's very much moving into that space, I believe, as being a very professional and very big name in the full drive and adventure community. And I think that he is starting to move into the likes of the Malcolm Douglases and the Rex Hunts of ages gone by. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that you got to meet up with Ronnie and do that.
Yeah, no, it was great fun. Really good fun.
Hey guys, we're looking to reach more listeners. We're going to start reading Apple iTunes reviews on air. If you hear yours, send us a message with your address, and we'll send you an Off-Road Podcast sticker. You can find all of our social media by just searching our name. Now, go hit that subscribe button.
So we've got some listener feedback from our diesel episode from Alex. He says, one thing you didn't talk about in your episode is cost of ownership. Diesels usually require premium when you purchase them. However, unless you're keeping it forever, most of us sell and trade them eventually. Diesels command a much higher price on the used market. So that difference at purchase might be negated when you sell, or even higher. Your typical Cummins, Ram versus gas are the same year mileage. Spec goes for higher, maybe even a higher difference than what you paid in the extra of diesel. We did actually talk about that in the show. I know it was 2 hours long, a lot of listening, but we did talk about that. We didn't so much focus on the 1-ton pickup trucks, because nobody's usually overlanding with those. And the couple examples that we used were smaller, and actually from what I remember, the payback wasn't there. So that said, it was covered if you go back and listen.
Yeah, but that is a good point for if you're using one for a tow rig or something for
Absolutely, yeah, for a tow rig. I know that those diesels it's just crazy what people are asking for them. I don't know if they're getting what they're asking, but even if they're getting close to what they're asking, it's insane.
Well, even dealerships are trying to buy back people's diesels. I know my boss, he's got an F-350, and one of the dealerships was offering him $20,000 more than he paid for it.
Oh my goodness!
And he's like, I could take that and buy a whole nother rig, and finance another rig, because his is all paid off. And he was looking at a $90,000 couple year newer F-350 Platinum Edition, so it had massaging seats and all the fancy features.
I always concerned about massaging seats on an overlanding trip.
Oh yeah. But you got to be nice and relaxed when you get back to camp.
That's
right?
it. 100%.
So Alex, message us up, be it Facebook or our email, offroadpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll shoot you a sticker.
We also want to thank our sponsor, Patriot Patch. Head over to patriotpatch.co and check out their selection of great patches, shirts, cleaning mats, signs, and stickers. You can also join the Patch of the Month Club for $15 and receive a patch, matching sticker, and artist proof each month. March's Patch of the Month is the High Power. We talked about this in the last episode. It says it's always got an Irish theme, because St. Patrick's Day is in March. So believe in a higher power.
And it's a high power.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was quickly doing the calculations talking about diesel on the current price of diesel here in Australia versus the price over there in the States. I'm not sure what it is over there at the States at the moment. So I had to do the quick calculation for gallons and liters and all that kind of stuff. So it's roughly for a gallon is 3.78 liters, give or take. We are paying $2.15 per liter of diesel at the moment. So that's Australian. So if you do the calculation, it's about $8 a gallon for Australian. Doing conversion down, it works out to be just under $6 a gallon of diesel.
That's not crazy. We're depends on where you're at in the country, but I've seen the prices between $4.50 and $7 a gallon for diesel.
So for diesel by my house, if you have like a Costco membership, is $5.16, and up to $5.50 at actually for $6 at the Sumner Chevron. So
yeah.
I mean, I remember during that period, just as the pandemic started, and there was all of those oversupply issues, and the price of oil plummeted, and the price of diesel and unleaded here in Australia plummeted to the first time it had been under 90 cents a litre. And God, since I got my license as a 17-year-old, and I remember back then, and I was just going, finally, this is the summer of George kind of thing. And I, was filling up and everything like that. And then, not even 12 months, 18 months later, here we are, over $2 a litre. It's, it's
crazy how that works.
Luke says he paid $4.83 a gallon where he's at. So
that's pretty good prices. Yeah. Like for us anyway.
Yeah, maybe comparatively, but it's terrible. It should be a couple bucks cheaper than that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we've got huge fuel excises. I think that's half of our problem. Is
here in Washington State, we've got probably about $1 worth of taxes easily, just on the state side, not even counting the federal side.
Yeah.
All right.
Have tire troubles ever left you deflated? Colby Valve has got you covered. Ever have a valve stem leak? Colby Valve makes reusable and easily replaceable valve stems that don't require you to remove your tire from the wheel. They work with your off-road rig, ATV, side-by-side, commuter vehicle, or even your tractor. Never be left stranded again because of a busted valve stem. They also have a tire repair kit for those punctures that keep you away from doing your favorite thing, wheeling. Make sure to check out colbyvalve.com or ask for them at your local off-road products store.
Tony, do you have TPMS in your rig?
What's TPMS?
It's
good for you. That's awesome.
When your tire,
hey?
The dummy light that tells you your tire's flat.
Oh, no, don't worry about that. No, I bag these bad boys down to about 5 PSI when I go down the beach. And I don't get any warnings or anything like that. No, my old, I know my old Jeep. Speaking of the episode for Jeeps, my old Cherokee did, and I used to have a leaking valve stem in that, and I would fill it up probably once a fortnight, and then boom, it would be back again. It was infuriating.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, maybe we should talk to Colby Valve and get you some Colby valves to slap in your rig.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
Just for fun. Yeah. All right. Well, our first news story, Ben. This one's all about you. This one's got your name all over it. I'm so excited.
So from the fast lane off road, the coolest thing that Jeep has come out with since the Jeep Gladiator, in collaboration with Razor, I give you the Jeep Scooter.
Look at that beauty.
It's got 8-inch air-filled knobby tires. It's army green with 2 round LED lights. It's got a trail rated badge. I'm sure you can definitely walk that thing through the Rubicon. It's got a 200 watt motor that can achieve 12 miles and last for 40 minutes, and 100
12 miles an hour.
at 12 miles an hour, and it's got a payload of 154 pounds, so I won't fit on it.
Who's gonna fit on it? 154 pounds.
My 10-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah. It's marketed at like people who own vehicles is how I see that, right?
Yeah, and then
And maybe kids.
Yeah, it's marketed to Jeep owners' kids. That's what it's for.
And this is the kicker: the Razor Jeep RX 200 is $499.
Yahtzee.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the I like when I first saw Jeep scooter, I'm like, sweet, they've got like a little 50cc scooter I'm gonna go bomb down the trails in. I can see it being $1,000. No, $500 for a scooter that my 10-year-old can ride, and that'll be about it.
Yeah.
He might make it till he's 14 with it, and then he's probably gonna be too big.
Mac in the comments says you should get a scooter to replace your moped, and I'm 100% on board.
Yeah.
I bet you could overinflate the tires so that it can take a heavier payload, and then like put one of our solar generators on it with a little cargo basket, put a couple solar generators on there, bump up the wattage. You can go faster or have a longer range.
You know what I'd rather do? I'd rather just take a Barbie Jeep, the little RC one, not the RC ones, and do like the Power Wheels. There we go, and do like the grind hard Jeep. Only if I had the time and patience.
I think we need to get the grind hard plumbing guys on the show. I think that'd be a great episode.
That sounds like a good idea. I think I'm gonna have to message them after the show.
Yeah. All right. Well, my story is not as cool as Ben's, unless you're Tony. I picked this one out just for you, Tony. So Jalopnik has an article where there's a lottery going on in Mexico, and they're giving away a neon green Suzuki Jimny for $14. $14.
Wow,
Yeah. I bet you paid a little more than that for yours.
And I paid considerably less than other people have paid as well, mate. Let me tell you.
So, yeah, they've got a raffle going on. $14 a ticket. They don't say how many tickets they've got, but they do say that a new Jimny sells for about $21,000. The average person in Mexico only makes $16,000 a year, which is not very high.
No.
And so apparently raffles are a big thing in Mexico. People gather money together. They buy an item, they raffle it off, and then everybody splits the money from the raffle and somebody wins something. So
yeah, we do it here in local pubs for a meat tray. We have the meat tray raffles at the local pub, which is
that sounds like fun.
It is. It's a good Aussie tradition, the old meat raffle.
I like meat, even if it's not.
I like charcuterie boards.
So, yeah. So the bad news is, if you aren't a local resident, you cannot enter this. And even if you did enter and you did win, you wouldn't be able to register it in the United States for like 25 years. You'd have to just drive it off-road only, which that's what it's intended for. So I wouldn't be that terrible, but drive it off-road or only drive it on your property if you did get one.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you register it as farm machinery?
Just
possibly.
Yeah. What you could do is register it in Mexico, like become a dual citizen, and you're just visiting for however long you're visiting. Permanently. I'm permanently visiting in my Mexican car.
That sounds expensive just to have a Jimny.
Yeah.
But it is worth it, though.
Yes.
It is worth it.
And then, like, if it's me in it, if I get mad, I just like roll it over, and then if it rolls over while I'm in it in the trail, I just roll it back over, right?
That's it.
Pull it back over. Exactly.
It's like I was saying with a few friends of mine that I'm doing a recovery gear video during the week, and I asked a couple of friends if they wanted to come out, and I'd pull their cars out, and they'd pull me out, and all those kinds of things. And they're like, "We'll just grab a corner each and just lift it up and move." But it's quite interesting that you say the price of a Jimny over there in Mexico is 21,000. I'm assuming that's 21,000 US.
Yes.
Which would probably work out to, if I do the quick maths, 21,000 US dollars would be what's that? 21,000 is about 29,000 here in Australia. Now, when I bought this, it was 27,500 plus on-roads, which worked out to be about 29,000. Now, a new one is close to 38,000 Australian, and second-hand ones go for anywhere up to 60,000 Australian because of the shortage regarding there's a 2-year waiting list. So because of that shortage, people want to skip that queue and they want to get one sooner, and that means that they're willing to pay.
It sounds like the Ford Broncos here.
Yeah, very similar, actually. Yes, very similar. Yeah.
Actually, it's just about all the vehicles now, because even like the Jeeps and the Toyotas, their used market's just inflated. Inflation's crazy.
That gives me a really awesome marketing thought. Suzuki and Ford should get together. They should rebadge the Suzuki Jimny as the Bronco 2 and sell it in the US as the Bronco 2. I don't know if you know what the Bronco 2 is, Tony.
Yeah.
But it was a super small Bronco from the 80s. It was on the Ford Ranger chassis, which was also a really small pickup truck. I mean, not the smallest Ranger that there was, but that would be really cool. A Bronco 2.
And that would be so much better than the Bronco Sport.
Exactly, it would, and it would have some off-road chops to it, unlike the Bronco Sport, which isn't supposed to be like off-roading. It's for fire trails and things. But oh man, I'm gonna have to reach out to somebody at Ford and see if the idea sticks to the wall.
My understanding is Suzuki Motor Company for automobiles pulled out of the US in 2013. I want to say about then. So basically, the only thing that's left over there now is motorcycles and outboard motors for boats
and lawnmowers.
There's Suzuki lawnmowers?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I was going to say, if there is, I'm buying one.
I know they've got dirt bikes and boat engines.
Yeah.
So I just Googled it. The Jimny is made in 3 countries: Japan, India, and Brazil. So
yes,
I don't know how that would work for importing it, but
this model's only made in Japan and India. The Brazilian model was the previous Jimny, and they haven't fitted their factory for the JB74 yet. At the time of this release, Japan was the only one building it, and subsequently they had a unit limitation of 60,000 units a year, I believe, which in car terms is nothing. It barely serviced the local market in Japan because the Japanese are racing these and everything like that. It's phenomenal. I love it. But it'd be very interesting to see, because look, even after doing that modified episode with Ronnie, the amount of comments that I saw on that episode, it's been watched close to 100,000 times now, were from guys in the States going, I wish that they bought these out in the States. You know, they're a very popular car, and even overseas, people want them.
Yep. Well, it sounds like even if Ford said, yes, we'll do it, there's not enough to go around. Somehow they'd have to increase the production on it somehow.
Here's what they do make. They do make wheelchairs.
Nice.
So there you go.
See, now I've already broken my neck once in my career, so when I eventually do it again, I'm gonna have my Jimny wheelchair and I'll be sorted.
There you go. Just make sure you get in that green.
That's it.
Go prepared with Warren Industries. They produced the first recreational winch in 1959 and lead the industry with their dedication to quality and reliability. When you dig yourself in deep, make sure you have the right tools to get yourself out. Get Warren equipped and go where others can't. Now, let's get ready for adventure and head into our main topic.
All right, so tonight we are talking Jeeps. We're doing our marketplace madness. Once again, thanks to the Horsepower Hour for letting us steal this idea from them. It seems to be a big hit. People love this, so we're going to keep running with it. So we're doing Jeeps this time. So I'm up first. I've got a so our dollar amounts are $7,500 and under, and then $18,000 to $7,500. And then 50,000 down to 18,000. So the first one, $7,500 and under. I've got a Jeep CJ5. Here's a picture of it, and
oh, that color!
It's so awesome.
I love the teal interior pieces. It looks like the roll bar and the seat covers are that teal, which I don't hate it. I don't.
That's my childhood in a car right there.
I love the wheels. Those, I don't know what you call those.
Those type are like an aluminum spoked mag.
Mm-hmm. They're just, it's so classic to that era of truck. And then you can see the collector hanging down below, just waiting to get crushed by a rock underneath it. But it doesn't matter. It's just a cool classic rig. So this one is for sale in a town called Hood River, which is on the Columbia River between Oregon and Washington. And it says that the mechanics have it ready to wheel. Just back from the mechanic, so newly serviced, lots of upgrades, clear title. It's got a new 304 AMC engine with less than 600 miles, 4-barrel carburetor, 3-speed manual transmission, no rust, 4 new tires, new wiring, new battery, new brakes, no chains, 2 5-gallon jerry cans. Comes with a soft top that's not been installed. So much fun to drive. $6,900. And that actually, I mean, I'm only showing you one picture. It's kind of a rat's nest on the inside. The seat covers are super worn.
That front fender's falling off.
Yeah, the wheel arches falling off.
I wonder how much rust there is behind that checker plate.
No, he says no rust. He said there's no rust on it, so that must mean there's no rust. I have to believe
that's exactly what that means.
Yes. Yeah.
No dust, no rust.
I don't know. I mean, installed right, there's not going to be rust, and if it was, depending upon if they used like the backing pad to help seal it up, as long as it was done right,
probably didn't.
Most likely,
it always works when you put dissimilar metals together.
Exactly. So, I mean,
it's welded on there.
It'd be fun to just jump in this and go wheel it, throw some ground tent in it, and a chainsaw and some food and a cooler and one other person, because I wouldn't put anybody in the back. I would just go have fun with this thing and just rip around. So,
Oh yeah, 100%. It looks fun. It definitely looks fun.
Yeah. There's a C.W. McCall song where he's singing about driving around in a CJ5. And he says something like CJ5 with 4-wheel drive and a smoky on my tail. So I can't remember what he did in the song, but he's outrunning the cops in his CJ5. He crosses a river and stuff like that, trying to see if the cops will keep chasing him. The end of the song, he's in jail with a CJ5 and 4-wheel drive sitting outside the jail is what he says. So he doesn't outrun him eventually, but anyways, that's my first pick. Just super classic.
Yep. Super classic. Well,
then you're up next.
I'm up. So I picked out something not as cool, but I picked out a 1997. Oh, there it goes. A 1997 Jeep Wrangler Tj. So my roommate had a TJ when I had moved out of my parents' house. And I got to drive it every now and then. It was listed for 74, so just under that threshold, 168,000 miles. It's a manual transmission. And I like it. I really wanted it. I still want a TJ. I really do. My wife won't let me add any more vehicles to the fleet. She actually wants me to get rid of stuff. Something's wrong with her. Can I trade her in? But it's got some really cool seats. I'm gonna pull this picture just to share how cool these seats are. I really like these seats. I don't know why I like these seats that much, but yeah, look at that.
Oh, Jesus.
Look, they just scream, Ben, that looks like something you would own. So I think they reupholstered at one point or something. I don't know. I like them.
I bet you those are factory. I bet you they are.
I can see that for 97.
Jeep did some air quotes fun stuff back in the day.
Yeah. So it's
I like this Jeep. It's clean. I like the wheels on it also.
Yeah.
The all aluminum solid dish wheels. I don't understand the front bumper though. So
it's just a stubby front bumper. I'm surprised they don't have one with a winch, but
so what it looks like,
it's not
it looks like to me like it has the ability to tow it around, like that's a tow bar location, and then someone bent a little hoop and bolted a hoop where the tow bar brackets are.
Yeah, and you know what? Now that I look at it more, that looks like a factory front bumper with the plastic pieces cut off of it.
I'm looking at those two little lights there, and they look like they're just dangling on the underside. Is that what they're doing? They looks like they're mounted to the underside of the.
They're mounted to the underside, but the funny thing is they're aimed up. So
they are.
So they're not going to be much use.
So they're just purely blind oncoming drivers.
Yep.
I call that squirrel chasers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, there'd obviously be some work that I would do to it to switch it up, but I've always wanted a TJ. My roommate had one, and I wanted one, and I got a JK, and then I kind of want an LJ now, but because I can fit everyone in it. But then I gotta get new stuff.
So here's pretty clean.
Factory half doors too. I should mention that.
Here's another interior picture, and if you look in the bottom left under the steering column, the janky switch. I bet you that's the switch for the janky lights.
That's it.
Most
100%
likely.
it is.
Yeah.
You've got to actually hold the wires in when you switch it.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's from the outside it looks good, and I think those seats are pretty cool too, Ben. I agree.
Yeah, it's and the thing I like about the TJs is they have just the right amount of electronics to not be frustrating to work on versus like your newer vehicles where something electronic goes around and like you are chasing it all over, versus it's like you just follow that line all the way to the back. Not that hard to do.
So the bad news for $7,400,
it's sold.
No, it's a 4-cylinder.
Oh, it's not the 4.0? Oh no, it's not.
No, it's a 2.5.
Oh, good catch.
That is so expensive. I mean, it's really clean. It's really clean, though. Besides those lights and the switch for the lights, I think it's super clean, and maybe that's why it's worth the price.
Yeah, and the miles aren't super crazy high on it either, considering the age. I just hit 235,000.
All right, Tony, you're up.
Okay, so my cheap Jeep that I've picked is a 62 CJ5. I'm not sure if you've got the photo. There it is. And this thing is, now that first photo there, first off, in Australia, that bull bar is illegal. You're not allowed to have them angled forward like that because they are just pedestrian crushers. But apart from that, the guy has he started to do some work on this thing, and subsequent photos actually show quite a bit of work that he started doing to clean it up and make it look a little bit nicer. The things that concern me, however, it is the 6-seal. It's a 6-seal petrol 3.7. The thing that concerns me, however, apart from the 3-speed manual, is its kilometers, obviously, because we use the King's measurements here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kilometers. Now that concerns me. I doubt that that's exactly how many kilometers this thing has done. That being said, though, for a 62, she doesn't look too bad a neck. And I reckon that you could use that as a bit of a base for a bit of a restoration job. Price-wise, it went for 9,999 Australian dollars, which works out to be about 7,400 US.
That's a beautiful rig. I love the soft top on it.
Yeah, it's definitely got that military look, and the fold down front on the windshield there is absolutely brilliant. If you took all of that off, got rid of the doors, folded down the front, painted a olive drab and put a star on the side, you'd be halfway there, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's got the upgraded 250 Falcon motor from the original 170 CI. Not exactly sure what that is, but yeah, it looks nice. I like it.
I'm bummed to hear about that. You can't have like a forward rake on your. Sure, it's not safe for people to run them over, but it looks super cool on that bumper.
So, yeah, definitely.
So do you angle it back so then it catches the pedestrian?
Yeah, that's the plan, is we drag them along. While we don't kill them, we maim them, which is fine.
Can you just put some chairs up there that, like, when you run into them, they just fall into the chair and then you keep driving?
So essentially, a few years ago, they brought a law in which outlawed 5-post bull bars. Or what we call them roo bars, obviously for kangaroos, and those 5-posters got kiboshed. Other than, I think, the Northern Territory might be the only place you can still have a 5-poster. Mind you, though, the Northern Territory is a little bit like the Wild West of Australia. It's kind of an anything goes kind of lawless state sometimes. But the 5-posters, they'd have them, obviously across the front of the vehicle and then bent forward with like almost like a security grill backing to it. And the idea would be is if you're out in the highways in the outback and you did catch a roo, it would push the roo under the car rather than it flipping over to the bonnet and through your windscreen. But the subsequent issues for hitting pedestrians, like that. There you go. And that's exactly right. Yeah, except for they were bent forward a little bit more than that. And basically, unfortunately, the ramifications for hitting a pedestrian they felt was a little bit too high. So they outlawed those at some point. Must have been in the early 2000s, I think.
So what you're saying is you just need a snowplow so it just catches the pedestrian.
There you go. Holy dooly. Yeah.
Well, there you go. That it's not going to let them go under it. It's going to let them, go catch them.
There was this strange period in the late 90s, early 2000s where we went through this ute phase. I don't know what you guys call them. Pickups still, or kind of? You don't really have utes over there, do you?
Mini trucks would be the closest.
Yeah. So we have utes, which are a utility vehicle.
It's a car-based pickup truck, though.
Oh,
essentially, yeah.
So we're kind of getting back to that again, but like we had the Subaru Baja, which just didn't sell that well, but now the Maverick would be the closest thing to that nowadays because it's kind of like that mini truck, but it's a unibody.
But it was kind of strange because we would have these, like, utes were, everyone wanted a ute. And even I went through a very short phase where I wanted a ute as well. But people would go get these utes and then they would put these giant rhubars on the front of them and drive up and down between, Perth and Darwin. And it would be an absolute, it would be almost like a comically large bull bar on the front of it. It unnecessary.
Yeah. Well, and I typed in 5-post rhubar into Google Images. And, that's where I'm getting all these pictures from. There's just some.
Yeah, and they're comically big.
Yes, well, like that one that I shared. Although the one I shared, I think was
that's pretty. That was a staple ute in Australia in the early 2000s.
Oh, El Camino. That's like the only real ute we ever had here.
Or Ranchero, but yes.
Ranchero, yeah.
So here's another one. All chromed out.
Oh god.
I want to put that on the Camry.
Yeah. And basically the thing was with all of them, they all had the RM Williams stag sticker, the bull sticker, sorry, across the front windscreen, really big mud flaps on the back. It was really common. Yeah.
It's almost Mad Max-ish.
In America, we could put whatever bumpers we want on rigs and we don't care.
Yeah, freedom.
Yeah, freedom, exactly. All right, well, Tony, you're up next with the $7,500 to $18,000 range. So, what's your pick here?
All right, so this next one, like we discussed a little bit in depth when we're in the pre-show, this is what we would call the 40 PSI Club. Basically, that car driven by the boys down the beach to do nothing but cause trouble, go through tracks, rip them up, show very little regard to everybody that's around them. Basically, a bogan car for bogans that are into four-wheel driving. Now, a bogan is almost like an Aussie redneck that's into Metallica. And so you can see that's exactly what they'd be doing this. I mean, and the only other person that would own this car would be a doomsday prepper. So, but 100%, yeah, I think for the price, I think it looks pretty tough. But yeah, I think the people that would drive it would probably cause more trouble than the vehicle itself.
So that one needs new tires. You can see tread on, but they're just about done. It's got the super Chinesium lights on the front. Those are from Amazon all day long.
Oh yeah.
And those door bars look super cheap too. They look like they have
now, I'm not 100% sure on the legalities here regarding that. I believe off-road, you're fine to use those. On-road, you're not, I think. Someone may correct me on that. I've never felt any need to take the perfectly fine doors off my vehicle. So,
you guys drive around with your doors off?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll be honest. Sometimes I don't even put the window down.
I can see how hot it is there, right?
Yeah. That being said, I can guarantee this guy would still drive with his aircon on though, all day long too.
Yeah. No, as I think about it, how hot it is there. Yeah, I can see why.
That one reminds me of Jeremy's Jeep.
Yeah, me too.
There he is.
All right. So I got the next one here. This one's pretty slick. Go for it. So this is a 1989 Jeep Comanche short bed. That's super clean looking. It's got armor front and rear on the bumpers. It's got it doesn't have a winch, so it needs Needs something to plug the hole, but we know a guy. It's got a, I don't know if it's wrap or if that's a paint job, but it doesn't matter. It's cool looking. It's got upgraded LED headlights on it. It only has 90,000 miles for being a 1989. It's got the inline 6 motor in it, so it's going to run forever if you take care of it.
Is that an American flag on the bonnet?
Absolutely. America.
America.
Yeah. So this one's actually up near Jeremy. He should check this one out. And these have solid axles up front too, so they're solid front and rear.
Wow, that's interesting. You don't get that very often.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's a chimney.
Well, it's
yes.
Essentially with a few minor changes. It's a Cherokee, so it's
yeah. Jeremy likes this one.
I like the color.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's different. Yes, I saw the stickers. But we'll keep it family friendly.
Yes, we will.
But I think it's super clean, super neat truck. Oh, I mentioned that it had a steel bumper in the rear. It's got a factory bumper. For some reason, I thought it didn't, but it does not have a factory bumper in the rear.
So that almost reminds me of a Hilux.
It's probably about the same size as a Hilux from the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, almost the same, like roughly about the same size as a Hilux, I reckon.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Ben, what do you got for a mid-tier rig?
Oh, it's going to be something just a little different. Boom.
Oh, wow.
That is, my friends, a 1952 Willys Truck. I grew up going camping with my grandpa and his Jeep Gladiator. This is a couple decades younger or older than that, and I don't know, I saw it and I was like, oh, I love it. I want it. It needs a little help, but what Jeep doesn't, right?
Surprisingly, I mean, 13,000 is a lot of money, but
it's so clean. Otherwise,
it's got so much original stuff. I would probably never paint it. I would probably just leave that color on it and just rock it.
No,
and just start the resto mod on the axles and the drivetrain.
Yep, it's if you were to look at the interior pictures, it's really clean. I saw the truck and I was looking through the pictures and I was like, oh man, I kind of want to buy it. Now my wife would murder me, and so. But
it looks like it should have like some bales of hay in the back with a guy on the back playing Deliverance.
I shot in the back window.
Shotgun in the back window. Bench seat at the front. That's for your dog.
Yep. Nope. And it probably smells like pipes smoke. So
yeah. That's a beautiful vehicle.
Yeah. Super basic on the inside. It's got three sticks in it, so I don't know what the third one is for.
It's probably an old so you can put the front and rear and high low. I can't remember what they call it. Twin stick. It might be like a what is that? A Dana 300, I think is what they call that. But it's older than that, so I'm not sure what transmission it would have.
I'm sure it's a like Tankster, where it's just like
not for that age. So I'm not sure what transmission it has, but I'm in love with it.
Well, so in the comments, someone says high range, low range. So maybe one puts it into 4-wheel drive and the other one you use to switch between high and low range.
There we go.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
I would rock that. That's
all day long.
Yeah.
Well, our next well, I should say that it was listed for. Oh wait, you already said it was listed for 13, and it's somewhat near you there, Aaron. So go pick it up, put it on your farm.
It'd be awesome to have on the farm. Yep. So with this next one, though, I'm excited with this next one.
So our next category here is 18 thou to 50 thou, and
oh wow,
A Jeep FC. I wanted an FC on the list so bad that I searched high and low. I found one on Bring a Trailer. It's located in Mesa, Arizona. It's got 100, it says 115 miles, probably more like 150,000 miles, but could be. It's an FC standing for Forward Control 170. And it's framed with what would you call this? A hay rack in the back or a flatbed.
Yeah, so they did a flatbed conversion to it and then built it up with some really tall sides. Something like that. I think you'd haul an animal back there with that type of stuff so the animal can't jump out.
Well, if I bought this, I'd probably become a pot farmer and put all my pot in there, my bales of pot as I deliver them, just so
I don't think they do bales of pot, but
I'd be the guy to do it. So it's on bid, and it's the reserve is not met for 30,000 miles or $30,000 right now. I don't know what the bid is for it, and I don't want to know, but it's the 5-digit odometer shows 115 miles, which is said to represent since completion of refurbishment. No actual mileage was issued. So yeah, it's got a PTO winch.
Yeah, it's 4-wheel drive and a dually rear axle. So I'm curious what they used to piece it together. I don't know if these came with dualies or not. I don't know enough about the
I
Ford
don't
Control.
think so, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's beautifully restored. I've always wanted a Forward Control. Every time I find them, they're rusted out pieces of junk.
Oh yeah.
But it's just gorgeous. I don't know what I'd use it for. Probably bad things, and it never worked for me. But I want it. I'll bring it home.
Yeah.
I have to file for divorce afterwards, but it might be worth it. I'll live in it.
You'd end up living in it for sure.
You know what? There's already a frame to my tiny house, so there we go.
Just throw a tent over it.
Yeah, there we go. I'll put my huge rooftop tent and climb up the sides. Got a built-in ladder.
Yeah. All right, Tony, what do you got for your high price rig?
You're muted, Tony.
Boom, gotcha. So this high price rig, I saw the American flag sticker on the orange one, and I thought I'd raise it up a little bit with this thing. And what a specimen! Some of the
specimen is right. That's the appropriate verbiage.
Now I've got to read out the the description of this vehicle from the seller. Mechanically original with customized chrome paint, detailed trim, fit with original capstone engine driven winch. Phone John for more details. John, mate, you have got an absolute weapon of a vehicle here. I'm somewhat concerned about its almost jeepney looking aesthetic from the Philippines, but it is a car. That's a car.
That's a car. America.
America, right there.
Look at those.
That was my first. Yes.
It's almost got an Evil Knievel look to it.
Yes. There we go. That's the perfect name for this Jeep, Evil Knievel.
It is an absolute weapon.
So if you look on the front bumper of this, it has a type of a winch. It's got a capstan drum or pulley. I don't know what you call that, but you wrap your rope around it 2 or 3 times and hold tension, and it's different. So
yeah. So essentially we use these capstans in the Navy. Yeah. Basically what all a capstan is you wrap the rope around it 3 times, and then that will be anchored to another point, and then you would be anchoring off to like the area that you're actually trying to get up, and it will actually pull you up that way by moving you up the rope. We use the same thing when we're coming alongside with ships in the Navy, and we'll actually use electric driven capstan motors and they'll basically winch us onto the wharf and keep us secure.
They'll use these in pulling wire through electrical conduit as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. So, yeah, totally unique. I've never seen. I knew what it was, but I've never seen it on a vehicle before. So that's old school.
Well, this is a 1946, so I'm guessing that it would have obviously been something left over from the war. Where it ended up in Australia, I have no idea. It's in New South Wales. And by the looks of things, the price is 39,500 Australian. So the quick conversion from US dollar, USD to AUD is 39,000 Australian gives you 28,350 bucks US. Not too bad. Yeah. You could buy two of them almost for the price limit.
Find me a second one.
Yeah. Good luck. That's
so that price also includes transport to get it back to the States for you guys.
That's true. Yes, it would. Yeah. Travis says that we call it a tugger in the electrical field.
There you go.
Yep. All right. Here's mine. Drum roll, please. Look at that beauty. It is a 2018 Wrangler JLU Rubicon.
No way.
Well, it looks like they have what is that, rigid light bar on top?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to read some of the description to you. So this is local to me. Actually, sorry, it's local to Ben. It's up in Woodinville. It says lifted, and that's in quotes for some reason. I don't know why it's in quotes because it's clearly lifted. Lifted Jeep Wrangler Unlimited in great condition, no accidents, lots of premium upgrades, tan leather interior, Apple Play navigation, blah, blah, blah. Custom wheels. I don't know why they're custom. Are they custom? They're just aftermarket.
They're just aftermarket.
To me, a custom wheel is when it's been customized. 37-inch KO2s, although it says KOSs. It's running the TerraFlex Falcon shocks.
Yep. On it. Bypass shocks.
Yep. S&B cold air intake, super chip module, hard top headliner panel, Oracle rock lights, which are Bluetooth, by the way. The last sentence here, daughter's Jeep and getting ready to go to college. So don't come with low ball offer asking $50K OBO. So it's daughter's Jeep. This thing has probably never been wheeled. It's got some upgraded parts. It's probably never been wheeled. So this would be the right one to buy in my book.
Yeah.
50K is a lot of scratch though.
Yeah. 50K is a lot of scratch. It's not terrible for the market. Even with the miles,
good tires.
It's got great tires.
That's
it
questionable.
Doesn't have a winch. The shocks alone are an expensive upgrade on this rig, and the light bar doesn't look like a cheap.
That's because it's been lifted in quotes.
Yeah.
Lift, yes.
Well, and finding 37s right now, and a KO2 is probably going to be a little hard. Yeah, and their fuel rims, how they're custom is you probably got them from custom offset. That's why they're custom.
Maybe, I don't know. So, yeah, it's got it's just got some neat stuff done to it. So, I'm not sure if it's worth $50K, but knowing that it's been owned by a girl and it doesn't look like it's probably ever been off road.
Don't you dare lowball him, man. No lowballing.
I shouldn't say that girls don't go off road. That's terrible of me. But this one,
as long as you don't lowball him,
this one doesn't.
The main thing.
It's been off road.
Yeah. So
if anything, it's been on fire service roads.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they've been camping with it or something, but I would take. So Jeremy in the comments says, lose the Stinger. Does it have fake bead locks? They're probably fake bead locks.
Yeah, they're fake
Uh,
beadlocks.
It's got those door steps that are attached to the hinges. Those would probably come off.
Oh, you could leave those. You might find an opportunity to need to be up that high.
I guess maybe
They're not hurting anything.
Yeah, it's only got
rock.
it's only got 46,000 miles for being 4 years old. So, yeah. Oh, Travis.
Oh, Yahtzee.
He says owned by a girl, so the oil's never been changed. There's a weird knock on startup.
Wow.
Just keep turning the radio up until it goes away.
Yeah, I mean, stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. I hate to say it, but ouch.
40,000 miles. The oil might be good still.
46, yeah. So if you're a girl, please write your hate mail into the podcast. We'd love to hear from you.
Well, the ladies here in Australia love to go full driving, so that's and Travis just got slapped. Well, you deserve that, buddy. But the ladies here, they love to go full driving, so there's no guarantee that that there's a good knit car if it doesn't matter who's been driving it here in Australia.
That's good.
Jeremy, I'm gonna buy you a set of those door hinge steps for your Christmas, just to make sure you put them on.
Jeremy says that the mileage is kind of high for 4 years old. If you divide 46 by 12, it's 46 by 4. It's under 12,000 miles a year, and 12,000 to 15,000 is the average that Americans drive. So it's just barely under. So. And who knows, they could have bought it in 2017, so it could technically be 5 years old.
Yeah.
But it is lifted. And that's the main thing. It's lifted.
Lifted. What a fun one. I love these episodes. And that,
we're glad you could make it on, Tony. And
no, thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
And it worked out that Jeremy wasn't here, so we could knock on some Jeeps a little bit, especially his.
Yep.
No, look, I used to own a Jeep, which I'm pretty sure I said that in the last episode that I was on. It just stopped working one day, and I managed to get it working the following day, and I drove it straight to the Mitsubishi dealer and got myself a Pajero. Kind of hot potatoed it over to the guy there and ended up with a NX Pajero, which has been a absolute workhorse for the family, actually. As it doesn't go off-road, I don't really have any major desire to tool it up and take it off-road, mainly because that's what I've got that thing for. And if I was to do that, there's potential that, I could be not damaging, but I could be risking the family car. Whereas if this goes pear-shaped, the worst that happens is I have to ride one of my mountain bikes to work or something like that, and then it is what it is. But yeah, no, look, thanks very much for having me on, guys. For those that are interested in my West Australian Jimny adventures, jump over the Mighty Overlander and check it out. I've got lots of stuff coming up soon. I was lucky enough to do that episode with Ronnie, so check that out. It was really good fun. And in the near future, I should be doing a special winch episode, which should be pretty fun as well when I get back from Sydney. So keep an eye out for that.
Have you posted that Ronnie Doll episode in our Facebook?
I'll do it after this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, really good. For sure.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody who tunes in and listens to us weekly. We appreciate you guys. We love the comments. Glad you guys tune in. You can see our hand gestures. Hard to pick those hand gestures up when you are just listening to the show, not live on the air. So,
because it's
appreciate
lifted.
you guys. Because it's
Lifted.
Yes, and donuts, lifted and donuts. So make sure you're sharing us with your friends and help us grow. God bless America and Australia.
Don't forget to visit Patriot Patch and join the Patch of the Month Club. Check out our Gaia affiliate link for up to 40% off. Also, don't forget to head over to Warren Medical Gear Outfitters and Colby Valve to see all their great gear. We're a proud part of the Firearms Radio Network. Got a comment or question? Send it to us through our webpage at firearmsradio.net or through our social media channels by searching for Off-Road Podcast. Also, you can listen to us live at overlandradio.com Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific. When off-road, please remember to have fun, tread lightly, be safe, and courteous. Thanks for listening.
I look like I robbed a bank.